Here we have the current stock market analysis for Walmart Incorporated, stock ticker WMT. Before we begin with this chart analysis, if you find these educational materials to be helpful in your trading, please remember to click the like and subscribe buttons and leave your thoughts below in the comment section so that other traders will be able to find this information more easily on the platform. So with this price chart, what I wanted to start with, there are many points that can be made here. I wanted to sort of start with a longer term time frame here so that we can just sort of understand the broader trajectory for how the stock has performed and behaved over the longer term time horizon. So if we go back to roughly 10 years, we can see share prices were trading right around 23.80, just under $25 per share. And then since then, we have seen this slow and kind of steady move higher in the upward direction. So, the overall price chart here, it's really one of these, it's one of these names where it's very much like an Eli Lilly or a Johnson and Johnson or a Microsoft, where you just sort of see this steady run higher. You don't really see too much in the way of downside share price retracements that would give people much of an opportunity to sort of buy the stock at a discount. So one of the things that I sort of looked at here from this longer term time frame would have been the periods of drawdown. Like going back in this price history here, what are some examples where we can see share prices did actually see some significant price movements lower? Because what we're seeing currently is a massive price movement to the top side. Year to date here, we're already looking at share price movements of 47% in the upward direction. And even for a stock like this, that is a very significant move higher. I mean, this is obviously a huge company, to see share price movements like these are massive, massive price movements. So the real question at this point is this stock too rich? Is it too expensive? It's clearly a positive company, positive name, not going away anytime soon, things like that. But typically, what I would look for if I was going to trade a name like this would be a period of decline that might allow me to sort of get the stock at a better price. So what I sort of did here was just go back in history here and try to find time frames where share prices were seeing some negative trend movements here. So one would be sort of the second half of June. We did start to see a little bit of a price move to the downside where share prices moved from roughly 71.30 to 66.81. But as we can see here, we're talking about a share price movement of roughly $5. It really isn't much of a downside price movement. And then since then, share prices did also have this very strong upward price move. So, what this does tell you is that any time, this stock is moving lower, people really do seem to be quite ready to move into this name and to start buying on the dip, even if these dips are quite small. Going back a bit here, I did find another share price downtrend that developed roughly toward the middle of April 2022, where this was a bit of a sharper price move to the downside, where we did see the stock move from roughly 53.60 to just above $39 per share. So you've got about a $14 price difference here. But then, going back, there really are not many other instances. I did find one from roughly 2015, January, roughly the middle of January. So we see a share price decline from 30.22 to 18.60. One other fundamental factor that I did want to point out for this stock was this price chart here that I have sort of laid out here. This gives us some comparative analysis data for Walmart's forward PE ratio in relation to some of its key competitors in similar spaces. So what we have here essentially is a forward PE ratio coming in right around 32.2, which in my view is a bit high, especially for the space. You can compare that to a company like Costco, which is also another excellent stock to be holding long term, which actually does have a much higher PE ratio, forward PE ratio. Target has a much lower PE, coming in at 16. And then there are other companies like Dollar Tree and Dollar General, which are right around 14. And then BJ's Wholesale, which is around 20. Within this group, it's not the top name. It's not the most expensive stock in the group. Here we can see that Costco is still definitely more expensive at the moment, but Walmart is number 2 in line here. And this is largely due to the tremendous price rallies, huge upside price gains that have been seen in this stock already this year. So overall, my view of this company would be favorable, except for possibly the fact that we have run very far here recently. A 47% gain in 1 year is an extreme price movement, and I don't really see current levels being terrific value that could be seen after a period of declines. In addition to that, the dividend yield itself is a bit on the low side. I think that if you were to be looking at dividend capture, I think that there are better options in the market available. In the member section of the trading channel, I do want to start to focus a bit more on dividend stocks as well, because I want to balance out some of the small cap choices that have been made there already. But if I was going to choose a dividend stock, I would not look at a company like Walmart. I do think that this stock is a very stable, long term stock to buy. And anybody that bought this stock at the beginning of this year is doing extremely well right now. If you're looking at it as a long term hold, I don't have a problem with that, because I don't think that you're going to be seeing any significant price movements to the downside. I mean, as we can see here, there are not many instances in the stock's history where we have seen significant drawdown periods. I mean, I think we saw one $14 share price drawdown and then a $12 share price drawdown. So, you don't really see many declines there, but that also makes it sort of a difficult stock to trade, because it can be very difficult to find the stock at a low price. I don't think that we're seeing that currently. I also think that the dividend yield doesn't really justify long-term positions. I think that there are better examples of stocks, for example, in the oil market. And if we do see Donald Trump re-enter office, the drill baby drill phrase keeps coming up, and I do think that oil stocks could start to perform better if he does wind up getting elected. And I think that would create a better opportunity for dividend plays to be found in the oil market. As it currently stands, I don't really have a negative view overall, but I think that the forward PE is a bit high compared to a company like Target. And I also think that this recent run up in share prices has made it very difficult to trade this stock from the long side. If you were going to look for a place to enter into a long position, I would probably start with the support zone that was recently generated at 76.30. As we can see here on the shorter term time frames, the 15-minute price chart, we can see that this was a price low that started to develop right around September 6th. So this could represent a bit of a better value relative to current prices, and we are currently seeing a bit of a downward trend motion. So there is some pullback here that can be used to start to establish long positions. The stock price itself is currently trading below all four of the major exponential moving averages. So this does suggest that there is currently some negative momentum in the market, and this might allow you to get a little bit of a better price. I would probably be looking at this 76.30 zone as a possible entry point. And then if I was going to buy this stock, I would be holding this stock for an extended period of time, because this stock does tend to have a very strong uptrend over the long term and limited potential for drawdown over the monthly time frame. So here's the current stock market analysis for Walmart Incorporated, stock ticker WMT. Our high value trading strategies membership is currently available for a limited time for only $9.99 per month. These high conviction investment strategies are characterized by superior risk to reward metrics that target massive market beating returns over time. Join now to outperform the market. Lock in this special introductory rate of just $9.99 per month for the entire lifetime of your membership, and start trading stocks with the pros.